Today is July 21st. It's a little after 6:30 in the morning and it's already 83 degrees. I think that's our 10-day forecast is 80 for our lows and 105 on the average for the highs. So I just love these white petunias. They look really good with the zinnias here. And then I thought this was probably all weeds, but some violas came back. So I need to pull some of the spurge out of there, but I was surprised to see violas. And there's some right here too. The petunias, except for these white ones, actually those pink ones don't look too bad either, but for the most part the petunias are fading. And then I noticed when I was trying to figure out how to take a picture of this, I was looking at the firecracker plant, and it's got something for the hummingbirds. Not much. Just a little bit. Look at how the sun's hitting that grass right there. It's interesting. It's really interesting to follow the sun in our yard. So yesterday we got a little bit of sprinkling, and so it was overcast most of the day and on the cooler side, so we worked trying to get our garden in order. Oh, I haven't showed this in a while. There's a weed there too. I'll take some weeding if it means that I still have some plants alive. This thing is monstrous now. Lantana's done good. In fact, that would be a pretty picture too. The Cape honeysuckle are looking real good because they've been fertilized. Well, we haven't fertilized in the last week or so, so we want to do that tonight. We have been fertilizing the garden regularly, but we haven't gotten the backyard every time. So I had some, yesterday this plumbago was full of flowers. Today, not so much. You can see all of the, I think I could grab all of those and maybe and use them as seeds. I have to look it up again. But if it is, then I want to do that so I can fill in this bed faster. So we have lost, I think we've lost this tomato plant, and I saw we had another one in the back, and I think it's mealybugs. But it ain't the hornworm, it's the mealybugs. The okra up there looks pretty good, and my hesperalo, I guess it's also called a red yucca. I keep calling it hesperalo, but my red yucca is doing good. Tomato plants up there don't look great. I kept thinking I'd take them out, but I didn't. I should. It'd make the okra look better. And then I weeded this tree well, except for around this tubing. I left the some of the weeds right there just to keep the tubing covered. Mother Nature likes to be covered. That's looking good, that Mediterranean palm. So we haven't planted anything in these yet. But anyway, back to yesterday. It was such a beautiful day. We worked and I took out a lot of dead leaves. I took out a lot of, we staked stuff. I'm trying to think of what all we did. Oh, I harvested some. But this is probably the best my garden has ever done is this year. And maybe I'm accounting that to the cucumbers that I got yesterday. So I got 6 yesterday. It's amazing. But even my haven't harvested many melons, but I've got quite a few melons growing right now. I do have some powdery mildew issues, so that ain't good. Mostly on the melons. And then back here is where I lost. These plants are struggling because of the mealy bugs. They were real full and I had to take them all out, and then I'm working to get the mealy bugs off of these tomatoes. And then we planted this tomato plant that was basically broken off by the wind, and it rooted in water, and so we planted it just yesterday. Oh, the other thing I worked on yesterday was my composting. So I spent some time getting some of the brown. Look at how big this melon is. It's huge. And there's 2 on the other side. And then I've been getting some cucumbers in here, and I've got probably 3 or 4 more that are not ready to pick, but on their way. So I pulled out the Charleston bells that were in here. They weren't doing well. I think there's still 1 left in there. And then, like I say, I still have some leaves of the cucuza I'm trying to pull out of there, and I got my first San Marzano off of this tomato bush right here yesterday. This tomato plant's looking pretty good, even though it hasn't produced anything yet. I'm happy with it. It was a later plant. Like I say, I still got, oh, see, you can see the mealy bugs. Still got some fruit on there, but yeah, I gotta spray this again. And then my amaranth shot up pretty high. It's probably 8 feet. Pretty impressive. This one too is way up there. I like that. Haven't gotten any purple Cherokees here yet. This bed has been a non-producer. I don't even see any fruit setting yet. There's my big zucchini in this jungle of a bed here. Can't even see where the pots and then we took this was laying all over the sidewalk, so I had some strapping left over from a chair, a table, an outdoor table. So we took the strapping and kind of created a sling for this thing. Got it going up, and then we stapled it to the structure just to get this off the concrete. This isn't looking too good either. I don't know what's going on with it. But this is looking healthy. This money maker and that money maker there is reaching new heights, and they're starting to set some fruit. I think I saw yesterday, yeah, there's some fruit on this money maker. The tall one. There's still a few little pink flowers. And my chamomile still in there. And there's some basil that's... I didn't get anything off of that zucchini back in there either. Here's another big melon on this side. There's one. And I think there's one back in here. Can't hardly see it. Right in there. And I believe this is a cucumber. No, maybe not. Looks like it could be a melon. I know there is a cucumber over on this side. And then this pepper, I think it's Crusader pepper. It looks pretty healthy. And I planted some beans and they came up. There's a bean plant there. And I think there's one on the other side, California something or other. There's a little cucumber. This is Charleston Bell that's still alive. I've had aphid problems too. So we've been trying to spray the... I don't think it helps that... oh, there's a big old bumblebee up there. I don't think it helps that we have to spray some plants with water, and other plants probably don't want water sprayed on them. Looks like I got a Kakuza squash coming in way up there. I'm gonna need the ladder. These all still look really healthy. We've had to battle pests in them, but they look awfully healthy. So even though maybe San Marzanos just can't handle the heat, maybe. And maybe we'll get some later in the season where they can hold on. Anyway, that's my garden diary. Today is the 17th of July, and I got tomatoes, okras, and I had to pick my Charleston bells, and they're actually kind of squishy. I don't know if I'll save them or not, but I had to pull those plants. They were pretty weakened. So I got some plum tomatoes and some Chadwick cherries and some okra, so I feel good about that. I've got a couple of cucumbers I have my eye on for this week, and also I'm hoping that the zucchini start to produce. Today is the 20th of July, and this is what I got out of the garden. I got 2 cucumbers, some eggplant, some okra, my first San Marzano tomato, which is this one. And then I got 1 Charleston bell. Those plants need to just come out. I've got some Chadwick cherries, 3 Thorburn. And they're not pretty, but they taste delicious. And then quite a few jalapenos, and I got to go out and spray the plants with water. They've got just a coating on them from the aphids, so I want to get that off of those plants. This is my second video for July 20th, and I just was it's one of those days where it was overcast and it even sprinkled a little bit. It was not an expected day like this, so it was fairly cool. It's like 91, I think, but there is humidity. So I worked out in the garden and I cleaned up a bunch of the plants, and I found 4 cucumbers. That's in addition to the 2 that I had earlier, and then I got a few more jalapenos that I didn't get this morning. And I basically sprayed down the plants with water, and found mealy bugs all over one of the tomato plants too, so I worked on trying to get rid of those. Anyway, I feel like it was a successful day.